Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Todd Stashwick, a.k.a. Captain Liam Shaw of the Starship Titan, and you are listening to Capes and Lunatics.
I love Ben Reilly.
I just wanted to impress Dave with, I had someone from Star Trek Picard. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of the Ultimate Spider-Cast. I feel like we've been going for 15 minutes already. I am Phil, and joining me, as Lilith loves to call them, the Bad Babysitters Club, it is the High Priest of Conchu, Ray.
Hey, hello everybody. Phil, I've just got to call out now before I forget. Your Patreon stinger, you've got to redo it, Phil. You've got to redo it. The first one that you had before was so passionate and had so much verve. And the second one, you're reading the lines, bud. You're reading the lines. Come on. I want to hear that, you know.
I've been in podcasting too long, Ray. I've been podcasting too long. And, of course, Mr. Signal Doom and Gloom himself. It is Dave.
How's it going, guys? Hello,
Hey, Dave.
hello. We want to hear the hunger, the desperation. I tell our Patreons, I said, you got to feed the gambling habit. You got to keep me out of the poorhouse. You got to pay for the cocaine somehow. Keep
It's
it
the
coming
next
in,
score,
guys.
Dave. The next score.
Yeah,
When's the next score?
Seriously, when's the next score? Like, you've got to really
Oh.
for these people.
So I got to get
You've
personal. I'll be like, come on, kids. Lilith Hellfire needs her Funkos, her puppies, and her weed. Okay, come on, let's go.
Yeah, that's
The
it.
triumvirate.
It's like Lilith needs her weed, guys. Are you gonna make her just go dry for the whole week? No.
No,
You're gonna get grumpy,
no.
irritable. We know
Cold
what happens
turkey.
when people get
Yeah.
Yes, withdrawal symptoms.
Withdrawal symptoms.
Yeah. Look, it's a pleasure to be here again, discussing, of course, Ben Reilly, Spider-Man, and the ever-evolving Clone Saga. So many layers in this one, actually.
Layers upon layers, hey?
You make it sound a lot more complex than it is, Dave.
A lot of cutaways. This
Yeah,
guy,
yeah.
then this guy, then this
Love it,
guy.
yeah.
Then, like, a lot of stuff going
Oh,
on.
especially that amazing issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good, yeah.
Judas Traveler.
Oh, Dave.
Oh, he's gonna make
one.
one. He's gonna make one more appearance before the end.
2
Yeah.
minutes, 2 minutes 58 seconds before Dave mentioned Judas
I
Traveler.
was so happy to see him turn up, and he had that
Yeah.
chick on the couch who had a
And the consort, or whatever they're
yeah.
called. Yeah.
Yeah, she had that chick, and she had the crucifix resting on her breast, and I was like, yeah, this is the way Judas Traveler rolls, you know. Like,
Well, Dave, I was going to
rolling
ask you.
around.
I'm just going to jump in straight away. I was going to ask you about Luke Ross's art. I was impressed with Luke Ross's art. That was in the
The second spectacular Spider-Man. Yeah.
second spectacular. I mean, I think Kurt Connor's wife has never looked so good, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Real good in that.
She was
scene
never,
with-
yeah. Yeah.
Look, can I just say this? This might be a hot take. Kurt Connors
No,
is
from
a
you?
fucking loser.
I don't think that's a hot take.
It's always the same story. Like, no, but like, it's always the same story with this guy. Like, he lost his arm, he turned to lizard genes. We get it, and he never overcomes it. And it's at some point, Spidey has to cut this guy out of his life because he's bad news bears. And but in the text, it's like, oh, you know, Kurt Connors was so great. He came to the hospital and stuff. It's like, but what about when he tries to kill you every single time he's in the storyline?
Well, Peter Parker. He tried to kill Peter Parker. Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing, you know. Like,
Yeah,
he
fair
doesn't know the difference, does he? Like,
Mm.
all I'm trying to say is it's just the same story with the lizard, and I did like that at the end of it, he's standing by a window, and the shadow is a lizard. Hence, he will never escape his own shadow.
No.
We are doomed with Kurt Connors to have the same storyline, no matter what era you pick up an issue. He's one of the most repetitive Spider-Man villains. I swear to God.
To be fair, though, Dave, and I hate to say this because I love Spider-Man, you know. To be fair, there are so... And I throw shade, dare I say, on on Superman on how repetitive some themes are. Like I even jostle Connor about that, or I have jostled him about it. But with Spider-Man, there's a lot of repetitive themes, you know.
Sure.
So Kurt Connors is just it's just one of them.
I know, but for me, Kurt Connors, I've never liked him. He's look, it's an interesting idea. He lost an arm. Had he tried to regrow it with the lizard gene? I've got no problem.
Gangrenous.
It's the way that he brings him back into his life. It's always the wife, she supports him, and then he inevitably goes evil and
Billy.
crazy.
Is it Billy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're the most abused family in history.
Well, I mean, eventually, what is it during Brand New Day? I mean, the lizard does eat Billy. So.
Really? Really?
Yes, yes. I mean, now I think Kurt Connors has his family, but they're like clones of his original family. Yeah, it's weird. So, yeah, I mean, they eventually break the status quo, Dave. Don't worry.
Well, there is a little bit of a status quo with the fact that I love we see Aldo. And we're jumping right into this, Phil. Like, so we're
okay.
bypassing Amazing Spider-Man, going to 238, 239, spectacular.
That's all right. We can start there. Yeah.
The lizard-centric one. But Aldo, trying to find that whole, what was it? The R complex or something? The genes that Kurt Connors is looking to
was that his assistant?
Alter? His assistant Aldo. But what I'm saying is that the big difference is that they basically generated another lizard out of like some superfluous DNA lying around from Kurt Connors. I thought that was quite interesting. It was a bit different.
Yeah, I thought that the more vicious lizard might actually have been the assistant, like a twist.
Yeah.
But like the assistant got right. Like who's funding the experiments? Like, is this all off the books? Like, just like in his own lab? Like,
Cook in the books.
I don't know, man. Like Kurt Connors, I just don't buy the hype. Although I did like
the Maverick,
how dark and bleak he was about modern society.
Oh, I love that! I love that narrative. Yeah, I mean,
that's like when I wake up on a Monday morning. Like,
that is right down the slot of Signal, isn't it, Dave? That is kind of hitting that groove.
I mean that first spectacular issue, 238. I mean, we barely get any Spider-Man or Ben Reilly. I mean, it's mostly Kurt Connors.
And the art is fantastic. Tendencies. I thought it was really, really good, actually. Yeah, really good. I mean, it was a really good issue.
Me too. I totally agree. I think Luke Ross does an awesome Spider-Man and an awesome Lizard. Like, it's very kind of Todd Farland-esque, but he's awesome. Where is he now, Phil? Do you know Luke Ross?
I'm not sure, but no, I was going to say it's weird because this is like a 2-part story in Spectacular, and it's like the first part is Sal Buscema's last issue, and then the part 2 is like Luke Ross's first one. Yeah. And I'm like,
that Sal's last one.
Yeah, and it's so weird that, one guy is done and another one takes over in the middle of his story.
I mean, that last page where he says, Spider-Man, you warm meat are always so optimistic. That's great art.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's Sal right there. Where's the right cross? Oh, there it is. There's a right cross there.
Yeah.
You know,
second last page.
Sal Buscema's still alive. He'd be pretty old now.
Get him on Signal, Dave.
I don't think he does much, man. I think he's retired. He's in his 90s.
Catch me in the summer. Yeah,
I guess. Sad news. I did reach out to the man himself, Don Perlin, and he just said no, he can't do podcasts anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's actually cashed it in.
That's awesome.
I guess he's just waiting for the
respect. Oh, jeez, Dave. Respect. It's just living his life. I think he's just enjoying his life.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's just sitting there at home, gun in the mouth.
TikTok. Jeez, Dave. TikTok.
TikTok. Just counting off the hits. Reliving the glory days. Maybe he's got the
that's what Gene
gather around.
That's what Gene Kelly used to do. Apparently,
what?
In his twilight years, he'd sit himself down. Well, when he was a bit less mobile, and he'd just watch reruns of his old movies, like Singing in the Rain. Like that was it. Glory days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just
Bubble
that much. Well, Don Perlin was a legend of the game, and I really wanted to get him on. I was disappointed because...
Is he related to Ron?
No, it's different spelling.
Okay.
It's Perlin. But I've kind of Facebook stalked him, and I do see that they do willing. Like he's an old, but he posted maybe it's a son. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, some of these artists, like, they're having trouble in the 90s because, like, they wanted all of them to, like, kind of adapt to, like, that image model, because that's, like, when we were talking to Chichester, he was saying that one of the guys who had a big like, they wanted Herb Trimpe to, like, kind of do that in the 90s, kind of, like, modify his style and stuff, and it's just like...
okay, interesting. Yeah. I mean, Sal's has changed a bit. I did enjoy his run on Spectacular Spider-Man. I mean, like, I still do.
Oh, me too.
But if you
like
look at that...
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at that last issue, and it might have to do with the inker, but I remember the heydays of Puma, Phil, you know, and Night and Fog, you know, that kind of run around that era, that Sal Buscema era, Cosmic Spidey, that was awesome, you know? But I think his style seems to have, I don't know how to say, like it's smartened up a bit, and maybe the inker and colorists have something to do with it. But
I love
towards
the
the
art
end
in
there.
this one, man. I love the art.
Oh yeah, it's good.
I think
Yeah,
it's fucking good. Like, but by the way, Herb Trimpe, such a classic guy. Like, why would you want to make him change?
It was the 90s. They wanted all them to be more Todd McFarlane and all those image guys. Yeah,
a volatile time, the 90s.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate it. You know, we're all, you know,
We're in it.
They wanted more
Cabbage Patch Kids of it. Yeah.
They wanted more Luke Rosses. They wanted like, yeah, show us more TNA. Yeah.
I tell you, I mean, Kurt Connors' wife. What's
Kurt
happening
Connors'
there?
wife. I'm going to say it right now, it's quite bangable. Like,
Whoa.
I'm looking at it right now.
Well, that's like right after the Clone Saga when J.M. DeMatteis comes back to write Spectacular. Like Luke Ross is still here, and it's funny because it's like, if you look at the first appearances of Dr. Kafka, she's like an older, like heavier woman. You get to the Luke Ross, Ashley Kafka, she's built like Kurt Connor's wife, and it's just like
you put in Luke Ross's rose-colored glasses.
Yes,
that's how he sees everyone.
She had a boob job and had a lot of Botox, and just really, really
grew a couple inches. Yeah.
Well, but I mean, Phil, sorry, going back to Amazing Spider-Man, because there's a lot of meaty stuff there, right? You know.
Oh yeah.
First off, Ron Garney, pretty cool.
Yes.
As a stand-in, I guess, artist. But there was a lot of. I mean, we get the stuff that they find out the gender of. I can't remember. They find out the gender of the child. I mean,
you're talking about the Spider-Man issue for Heroes Farewell, right? Is that right?
Yeah. Going back to Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah. And the whole aftermath of like Onslaught. So it was pretty cool. And again, I don't think for someone picking up this issue, you don't have to have read the whole saga. Like you just get the gist of it. Like the heroes are dead or whatever. And Spidey's
gone or dead, and that's the main thing. And the sense of loss. And like this is going to sound crazy, but do you remember after 9/11 the Butte issue?
Yeah.
You know, which was super affecting. This has echoes of that, even though it's earlier, pre it. Like, you really do feel like if you were a reader at the time, a younger reader, like Cap died, the Fantastic Four. I mean, I don't know if I thought everyone knew they just vanished, but apparently they died. Imagine if all those players taken off the board, if you're a massive Marvel fan at that moment, that would have felt pretty big. I think Fantastic Four, a large chunk of the Avengers.
Even Dave, that last flourish at the end, like this issue is dedicated to Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. It kind of makes it sound like, oh geez, they've really done away with that universe. You know, so it's a farewell to that universe. And they've pulled out all the stops.
And that Mark Bagley cover. I mean,
I know. Exactly.
I've been looking forward to reading this one because I saw it in my collection, and I've been looking forward to it. And if anything, I think they should have leaned even heavier into the tribute. I like maybe a televised message from Captain America or something. You know, addressing the nation. Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I thought it was a really good issue because it was a good Spider-Man issue anyway, with all this stuff about you find out about, as you say, about the daughter. And all the layers.
The cutbacks, Dave. The cutbacks.
The cutbacks, he loses his job and he's pissed.
Yeah.
And you've got Rose, and then you've got... Who's the other guy with the face mask? Gauntlet.
Scryer.
Yeah.
Scryer? Oh, Gauntlet and... Scryer. But then you get Dave, you get Delilah. You'll be happy with that. You get a little bit of her.
I was very happy with that. And then, like, in the end, you see... Is that Delilah with the... one in the suspenders with the rip in it, like who's standing behind Judas Traveler?
I wouldn't be. No. Delilah's no. She's not part of that.
She's the one with the rose.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
no, I do remember her.
Lifting the big heavy weight. Yeah.
What is
Who
that?
is the one with the
Five
sort of
three.
unk? Who is the one with the sort of unk or whatever that is?
Oh,
above her
yeah.
tits?
Oh yeah,
She-
I forget the name, but that's all Judas Traveler's people. Yeah.
Yeah, they Phil, we covered that. I mean, we got a little explanation of them. I think it was Amazing Spider-Man. They kind of turned up with Judas Traveler. I can't remember their names.
Well,
But, yeah.
I want to know a lot more about those guys, and in fact, come on, Marvel, let's get a series going with Judas Traveler.
I mean, he makes one more appearance here, and then he doesn't make any appearances until he showed up at the end of an X-Men book just recently.
Yeah,
But
He's such a hippie.
I mean, whoever I believe J.M. DeMatteis created him, so it's like Dave,
Yeah.
whichever one of us gets the jam first needs to ask him what his plans were for Judas Traveler.
I will ask. Well, I mean, I mentioned it in a little bit in one of my conversations with JM, but I want to go deeper. And I really want to know more about this chick.
That's the problem with that J.M. DeMatteis, man. Like there's always stuff I forget to ask him because I mean, you look at his resume, you're just scrolling down the screen.
Well, you've got to choose to dial in on certain aspects because it's like Chuck Dixon. It's just such a long resume and by the way, speaking of JM, he's got that Ben Reilly mini coming out, and next issue, Ray, the Spider Armor's coming back.
Oh, the Peter Parker
really?
one, yeah. Oh yeah, I think that's this.
That looks really cool.
I think that's this coming week. Yeah.
Is that this week?
So-
Okay,
I think,
I've got it on
yeah.
my full list. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm really enjoying that
Awesome.
series. And
Spider-Man: The Lost Hunt. Yeah.
it's good. It's good. I'm going to collect that. I hope they. Put
Oh, is that
in like
part of the Lost Hunt? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the final issue, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
the second
okay.
one in
Yeah.
those Ben Reilly.
Yeah, because it takes place at the same time. The first one was that Spider-Man,
Yeah, I was
Ben
waiting
Reilly.
Waiting to trade for that.
And then-
actually,
It
but
takes place basically in this period where.
Yeah, because it's Peter, Mary Jane in Portland. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. So it's just such a great visual, that spider armor. I just can't get enough of it. I love it.
It looks really good, like that spider armor on that cover or whatever it was.
Ray, if I was ever going to cosplay, that's the kind of thing I'd like to cosplay in.
Oh yeah.
Like seriously, like if it wasn't
I'll do it.
Assassin's Creed, like the spider armor, you know? Imagine
Yeah,
rolling around in that.
I'd cosplay Judas Traveler. I don't know what you're talking about, Dave.
You'd have to grow the hair out. You've got a bit of the beard going there, but you could, get the goatee going.
Fake hair. That would. But I mean, the first issue was really great. I think, as Dave was saying, that there were a lot of layers to it. I just love the whole drama kind of aspect to it. I love the cutbacks. You know, everyone's kind of nervous. There's even that guy, Jacob.
Oh, Conover. Yeah.
Yeah, he flipped. And they asked Pete in as well, and you get a little bit of action, the old kind of like street action with Spider-Man. The two, again, I think really cleverly, DeFalco cleverly integrates it in with the two. I think they're friends or brother and sister, talking about the events of Onslaught and stuff, and how the X-Men were responsible for Cap's death and all that. I thought that was pretty cool.
That one is so weird because it's like DeFalco has done this kind of thing before with Spider-Man swinging in on two people arguing in the street. It's issue 252 when he comes back from Secret Wars with the black costume. He's basically just happy he got it back to Earth alive. He's like, yo, you guys should be appreciative of what you got. Years earlier he kind of did the same thing, but
I really like it. Okay. I really like it because it sort of gives a perspective to the whole Onslaught thing about like, hey, remember them for who they were. Kind of thing. Don't quibble about like the minor details of whatever Onslaught was. I'm not even sure. And so I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. So the Rose was doing a business meeting and he had Scryer with him. Yeah.
Well, he turned up out of nowhere, right? I think that was
did he appear in thin air or was he just coming in a window?
It's so weird because earlier in the Clone Saga they made Scryer seem like a supernatural being, and then at this point they're kind of rolling that back, and they'll show later on it's kind of like guys in like a cult basically who aren't supernatural.
When he's talking to what's the guy's name in the gas mask?
Oh,
Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Gauntlet. Okay. Yeah. He's talking to him, and Scryer's talking, and he's saying how like Rose, there's like concerns over him and stuff. And I thought I saw a scene where he takes off the mask.
Yeah, he
but
takes
you
off the
don't
mask.
see
Yeah.
his face. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
So do we know
So-
his identity? Or
No, like
Well,
I
this
said,
is
it's
the whole
just
thing.
like it's just
Yeah.
like a random guy who's part of a cult. So I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, we
yeah.
don't know
and
who.
do we know who Gaunt is or Gaunt or whatever?
Remember, he's the number.
Gaunt,
He's the number two.
sorry,
He's the number 2 guy to the main mastermind.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean,
That's what
they will reveal who Gaunt is also. Right before
Okay,
we get the big
because
reveal of the
Gaunt's
mastermind.
talking, and then he says, "Our mutual."
Yes.
Our mutual employer must be pleased. That's what Scry says. And he says, afraid not Scry. His attention is currently focused on a project which is far more personal
Yeah.
in nature.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's referring to the big bad, the big boss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who we don't
And
know.
then Chakra is looking from a distance.
Chakra's looking from a distance with our binoculars. They're good work. And then she reports back to Judas Traveler.
To Judas Traveler, the hippie. Yeah.
Yeah. And we still don't know who this chick is with the thing over her tits. Because
The Ankh. Ankh on breast.
That's
Yeah.
a question that really we should be putting out to the interns.
I think Dave really wants to know her superpower.
No, I know. I know her power over him.
Yep. And I think Judas Traveler too. I think he knows exactly where it's.
Oh, he's been probably getting it from her. You
Wow.
don't know, so.
All right. Hey, boys. I found that art. I know we were already seen it, but for that Spider-Man Lost Hunt number 5, there you go.
Oh, cool. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, love the
Great
classic artists and stuff, but with the
Yeah.
modern artists, to get that kind of metallic armor, like it's real armor.
That almost looks painted or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good, really
He's
good.
got full-on blades going. Jesus.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because Peter's
No messing around.
Peter's powerless at that point. So yeah, that's probably why he's putting on the armor.
Jeez,
Blades,
I'm
the katanas.
kicking myself for not following the Lost Hunt. I didn't.
It's good, man.
Yeah, man. JMD,
Yeah.
They'll put it out
I'll
in
get the trade.
like, quickly.
I'll get the
They'll put it
trade.
out in
Yeah, I'll get
quickly.
it.
JMD
Yeah,
Mateus,
I'll get the
man.
trade. I know. Yeah.
So, and you were saying, Ray, next week to the Chuck Dixon Moon Knight's coming out as well, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Will you be getting it? I'm
Absolutely.
getting it. I'm definitely getting it. Will you get it?
100%, Dave. 100%. Phil, I'm gonna get it all the way. You know that. I go
Oh
all the
yeah,
way.
yeah. I mean, I have the original floppy, so I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. That doesn't stop me, Phil.
There's a great
Still
story
getting
there
more.
where Punisher,
Yep.
Spider-Man, and Moon Knight team.
Yes.
It's a great
Yes.
story. It's a
Oh
fantastic
yes,
story. And in
absolutely.
fact,
With
Anarchy,
young Jeff Wild. Yeah.
Anarchy,
Oh,
one of
Anarchy
my-
turns out
Yeah, one of my
she'll
favorite
be
characters.
immortalized in an omnibus, Dave.
Yeah, and I asked Chuck about it because he created her. He said, "Dave, I don't remember."
I
He
don't
didn't
remember at all.
He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't. He goes, honestly, Dave, I don't remember because I wanted to dig into the character. Because, but yeah.
All right,
backstory.
all right. Breaking news! I found the name of that chick that Dave's obsessed with. For
Oh,
Judas
what is it?
Travel.
Who is it?
Medea, Medea, Medea.
Okay.
Oh,
There,
Okay.
there you go.
there you go, Dave.
Don't. I was gonna say, don't Google
Oh,
Medea.
yeah.
Don't Google Medea. You'll get like Tyler Perry or
Who do
something.
you reckon, Dave? Who do you reckon? Fan casting Jennifer Love Hewitt, or
Oh,
do you think would be Medea?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Well,
back in the
even
day.
now, Dave. Even now, there's a photo you sent us of now.
Uh-huh.
Now,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of actresses who play that role. I'm looking at her very closely. Yeah, great character. Great character. Underrated.
she's in one panel. He's like, oh, great character, great character.
Listeners, let us
Kick it
know
back on the desk.
the Marvel,
Yeah.
the handbook of the Marvel Universe. Let's hear more about Medea. Come on.
Well, yeah, I wonder if, unfortunately, I've got the Marvel handbook, but I believe that was done in the 80s. This was obviously the 90s, so I don't think
yeah.
there's any...
But they did update them in the office, so they've released an updated handbook.
I just wonder if she's in it because she's made so few appearances. You know,
She's in my heart, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
forever now. It's just all Medea all day long.
she's standing right
Same
on.
as that chick.
She's right on Dave's heart. You know, right. It's a heart on.
Just like that chick in the Villains Club, Dave, as well. Who we don't even know her name, but
Don't
yeah.
know her name, but, like, they're the kind of ones that attract me, though. That I like the sort of really hot ones.
I think I know which
floating
ones
in and
attract
out
you,
kind of
Dave.
thing,
Yeah, there's a common thread happening here.
I'm really researching Medea while we're talking. It may be I have found her, Medea Kovac.
What's her
Could be
superpower?
the character.
Oh man.
Yes, it is.
Ooh.
That is her name, Medea Kovac.
Kovac.
Yes, I believe.
What does she do,
this is the
Dave?
character's name.
What does she
Oh, we know what she does.
There's not a lot of information, Ray, about that, but I do recognise that there is the crucifix with the sort of Ankh symbol above the breast.
Oh yeah, that first arc, one of the issues is drawn by Mark Bagley, so yeah, she's looking even better there. Yeah,
I'm looking very good. Research on this topic later on, but yeah, great
Ron
character,
Garner's-
and I'd like
Ron
to
Da-
see you turn up in maybe live action. Like I'll say that right now.
Maybe a deep dive. Like, yeah, what are the modern writers? Just bring her out, and yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one of my favourite Marvel characters, in all honesty, other than Anarchy Medea, is Diamondback, who is
Yes!
She's cool. She's very cool.
She's an
Yeah.
example of a character that was a throwaway character that they developed. Mark Grummel developed her.
Yes.
It's a really good arc.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
With Captain
Have you
America.
read? It's kind of recentish. I think it was a Gail Simone Domino series. She's
Yes.
excellent in
yeah,
that.
she was in
Yes.
that. Yeah,
And she
Yeah,
also
yeah.
turned up. I want to say it might have been Nick Spencer's Captain America run where she was a stripper.
Okay.
And I was loving it. I was just like, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
there was a 3-issue Citizen V 3-issue miniseries. What was it, like earlier mid 2000s? I think she showed up in like the first issue of that. So
Ah,
Yeah, she's a good
yeah,
character.
Diamondback is
what
good.
I'm saying
Yeah,
is, a good writer can take a visually entrancing character like a Diamondback, and like Mark Grummel did a really good job with that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
whole storyline, because it
Yeah,
went on for quite
yeah.
some time. Like,
Yep.
it can be done, and these
Mhm.
characters who some people see as almost like escorts or throwaways, can be developed.
they
And,
can.
I mean,
Everyone has any character has potential. It's all depending on the idea of the writers and how they bring them
Sometimes I
back.
don't know why they don't flesh them out more, because they could go back through. Like, seriously, it wouldn't even be that hard. If you're a writer, you leaf through a who's who, or you leaf through something like this. It takes you the equivalent of about half an hour's research, and you see a character. There's so little on them other than the visual. You go, well,
You can
give
just-
the depth. Yeah,
Yeah,
give the
yeah,
depth.
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
quite easy. And
Exactly.
I've given, in my imagination, Medea and Judas Traveler. I've got a whole storyline cooked up for these guys. I've got a whole wacky book. It's really crazy.
Medea and Connors' wife as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Kurt Connors, I'm not a fan. Like, how people, they always, like, they pick fictional characters and, like, oh, I'm so offended.
Yeah.
Has anyone
Yeah.
ever said, like,
Yeah.
that wife is almost in an abusive relation? Because, like,
Oh yeah.
again and again and again, I don't know if I'm the first guy to realise this, but I've just realised it now. It's the same fucking story with Kurt Connors. I'm good again. Oh, no, I'm not Lizard. And I guarantee at some point the Lizard slapped her across the face, and it's an abusive relationship, emotionally and physically.
I mean, at certain points, I think she's left them and eventually come back. So I mean, yeah,
Then he ate the kid.
Unless she wasn't eaten.
he ate
by
the
him,
kid.
but,
I know she died at some points, but yeah, now he has like
Yeah.
clones of them. I don't know. It's
But I found kind of like I wouldn't say a new love for the Lizard, but I always thought him to be a nothing character. But I had been watching recently the old Spectacular Spider-Man animated series.
It's a good show.
And yeah, I have to say that I'm digging, like, the Lizard. Okay, he's quite repetitive and stuff, but it's fun. So actually, these two issues, 238, 239, because they went beyond my knowledge of the Lizard, which was kind of like only, in the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man, the first few arcs. That was how I saw the Lizard, and Amazing Spider-Man, the first movie with But it's just to have this little tale. I mean, it's a throwaway thing. Like, you see him saving Billy from all the reptiles, all the lizards and snakes and all that that he controls. And then he finds himself pinned under a tree. It happens to be under the arm that, Kurt Connors doesn't have.
It would
So
be funny
he's
if
got
it was the other arm.
Yeah. Well, it was a little bit I mean, there's a little bit of confusion, not enough to really. But so the idea, he was pinned under the thing, right? And it was like, if you turn into Kurt Connors, all those reptiles will not be under your control anymore, and Billy will be killed, right? So it's a lose-lose situation.
Well,
but he's yeah.
yeah.
He still does.
Well, I guess he's telling the lizards to attack Billy. So it's like if you turn back, those reptiles will lose interest. Plus, yeah, Kurt Connors doesn't have that arm, so the arm that's pinned, yeah, he'll be free.
Okay, because I I thought it was like, if he turns into Kurt, then those reptiles will just like not be under mind control and they'll just attack Billy.
Yeah, it seems weird, but I think he's pushing them to attack. So if he lets go, they're just gonna wander.
But
away.
I mean, a simple little tale. As I said, like as Dave said, I love the narrative from Kurt Connors. Very somber, very meek.
Great cover too. Can I say that with the Shattered Family?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hang on, which one? The
Shattered photo.
The first one, 238. Yeah.
Oh, the 238. Oh yeah, true. I mean, even like 230. Because this Luke Ross guy, he's come in. He's a talent, I must say. I have heard of his name before, but I just can't pinpoint what he's done. He's very much a 90s artist. You can tell.
Like he'll be he'll be on Spectacular for a while. Like he wraps up the Clone Saga on Spectacular, and then even when JM comes in after, he's on with James DeMatteis. So.
Very fluid. Yeah, it's nice artwork. It is nice artwork. To be fair, it's 2 issues, 1, 2 in a storyline, and both of the art's strong and yet very distinct from each other.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think it would be tough. You're coming in after Sal Buscema, who was a legend, who definitely had his own style,
and he was on there for a long time.
Legend, the game, and then this guy came in, and I think gives I see echoes, a bit of Mark Bagley, like that sort of style. It's a very commercial, pleasing style to the eye. It's very of the moment in that period of Spider-Man. He fits in very nicely. He's a good hire.
His Spider-Man to me looks more McFarlane, like just the profile of the face.
I want to draw your attention to one page. It's 412 in my collection. Check out the hand when he's hugging Billy. The positioning of the fingers.
Is that towards the end?
Yes, it's after. It's the second last page.
Oh yeah.
Look at that hand.
Hello, Noel. Damn, it's early. Hey, Noel. Thanks to daylight savings time, I have to get up an hour later, so it's cool. 8:30 instead of 7:30.
It looks almost lizard-like, Dave.
It does. It almost looks like he's trying to do the Vulcan thing. A little bit there. Like there's a lot going on in that hand. Is all I'm saying.
Well, the heavy eyebrows again for me, very McFarlane-esque. It's like they obviously hit onto something in the 90s and an artist who could adapt and kind of emulate that style. I think they did a lot of success. Stephen Platt, you got here Luke Ross. Who else was the other guy? They're all kind of very much like the McFarlane mold.
Well, well, that's what I was saying. That's what Chichester said. Yeah, they were definitely looking for guys in the 90s who could like ape and like the Image style and they thought they were going to boost numbers with that.
What kids were buying too, like the competition.
Oh, that's it.
Well, that's the thing. They looked. They said, "What's selling art wise?" And it was, you had like your Jim Lee X-Men, and then he jumps the Image. Yeah. Well, that's what. Oh my God, Ray.
Yeah.
Justin is, he's saying like one of his favorite X characters is Psylocke. I'm like, damn, if the gay guy is picking Psylocke, I'm like, damn, that Jim Lee art's good,
Yes, I've totally been listening, and exactly. If Justin thinks Psylocke is a hottie, then something's happening there. So,
well, I mean, exactly. Now I've got a question at the very end.
I don't know any more about Medea.
No, nothing about Medea.
We've wrung that one dry, Dave.
Although I will say I did look up her abilities, and I'll give you
what
her
does she
abilities. Marksmanship and unarmed combat.
Oh,
and her history says Medea was one of Judas Traveler's followers. She was anxious to move and act against Peter Parker. That's all.
Again, that's what I'm saying. She was in like one story arc before this, and then we don't see it. Yeah.
Now, I've got a serious question. So at the end of this Kurt Connors one...
About time.
Ben Reilly's really kind of waxing philosophical about how great Connors is. He has such high standards, but more than that, he cares about people, about humanity. That's what the guy's all about. And then it looks, and there's this picture where it says, experts forecast grim future. And he's looking at what... So it's kind of like, the flip side is, it's actually quite dark for Kurt Connors, despite what Ben Reilly's thinking. Am I right in saying that?
Oh, yeah. Because Ben's thinking all these warm thoughts about Kurt Connors. Meanwhile, he's like in this depression and just like, the world sucks.
Like doing what on Team of Doom this week, I was like staring into the abyss because we always have to do obituaries for people who die. And I forget who it was, but someone died, and I was giving the obituaries. The guy from The Wire, and I said, I'm staring into the abyss. I could be dead in 5 years. That's what I said. Because Richard was like waffling on about something, and I said, "Richard, I could be dead. What do I care, really? How much do I care? Exactly. How much am I expected to care about this fucking news item?" And it was, but I get that feeling, that vibe. The guy's had too much caffeine. He's been up too many nights. He's changing the lizard. He's just like, I'm done. You know?
I had a different take on this ending though, Dave.
Really?
I thought maybe because of the absence of the heroes and experts forecast grim future, and then you got the last caption doing anything he can to help. I thought it implicated that he would take more of a heroic role in the future.
But look at the picture behind him of the fucking lizard going crazy.
Yeah, no, but that's it. Just to remind us that he has that ability to become the lizard. So I thought maybe
because your optimism, Ray, but I think my reading is that Ben Reilly has a false narrative in his head, and Kurt Connors cannot escape his own shadow, i.e., the lizard curse. Right. So I think, literally, it was called suicidal tendencies.
The deciding factor here, Phil?
I get both sides, but I think it's just, Kirk Connors, no matter how good thing gets, it's, he's still got this curse, the old Bruce Banner complex. Yeah, just...
You're like the wife, Ray, who always takes him back, or Peter Parker, and he's going to turn to that fucking lizard man. He's going to eat your kid. Dude.
No, I'm not going to...
He only beats us when he drinks that lizard formula.
No, I'm just saying
Billy, man.
I'm just saying that I think he might take a more of a heroic turn because it showed that one of the turning points in this issue was that he said like, what do I care about Billy? His Connor's concern, not mine. Yet he does leap out and try to save him when Billy's in danger. Yeah, and he pushes that trunk out the way.
Are you forgetting a little fact? He eats it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like,
well, that I think I can't really defend against that, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but that's many years later, yes.
Many years later, he needs a tasty little morsel, and poor old Billy, who was almost eaten this issue, does eventually.
And that's quite a savage. That's a brutal demise as well. It's not like you just got gulped in one.
You know what I'm going to do? You know what kind of sick person I am? I'm going to find the issue.
Oh, we know.
We're going to do a weekly review of it on Weekly Comics for Sick.
Do it.
Because I'm that kind of, poison soul at this point.
Yeah.
And it's like 4 a.m. here in Australia. I've had too much caffeine, and that just sounds like a thrill. The issue where Lizard eats Billy sounds good to me. Can you imagine the writer thinking, "Fuck this! I'm going to really take this up a notch."
Just going to eat him.
Just going to eat him.
That kind of solves that problem.
Hard to come back from that for a redemptive arc.
Well, actually, there was you reminded me, Dave, as well. There was a really cool passage in this as well. I think it was in the first 238 or something. And Kurt Connors knows that this beast, this primal kind of beast that is coming for him, wants to hunt him. And there was a nice little passage where he goes, he just wants to soak in his blood and just become one with him by just totally eviscerating him. I thought that was kind of really dark, but that's Kurt Connors' outlook.
What does he actually want to do, Ray? He wants to what?
Well, Kurt Connors is speculating why this beast is coming after him, and he's saying that because he's actually part of his DNA, he wants to kind of merge with him and physically merge by I guess goring him to death and just basking in his blood. It's a pretty dark.
Does he kill that lizard? It's kind of
he does it with a snap of the neck. Yeah.
Right.
So here we go.
Because when Spider-Man comes, he's killed the lizard already, hasn't he?
Kurt Connors turns into the big one of the turning points. He decides, he makes the big decision to turn into the lizard, although he never likes to, just to save Billy. So he turns into the lizard and he snaps the beast's neck. But there is the part in here as well. So Kurt Connors is thinking while this beast is hunting him and Billy, it's me, or a part of me. It's my anger, my primitive bestial side. It's my rage. And it wants to join with me, to cover itself with me, to bathe in my blood so that we will be together. That's a really cool kind of passage, I think.
Yeah. That's cool. Okay, so I found it. The horrifying story.
I was going to say, I have the issue numbers, but you got it? Yeah, okay.
Amazing Spider-Man 630 to 33 by Zeb Wells, who I believe is
Zeb
the
Wells.
writer of Spider-Man.
Yes.
I actually have heard of this. This is a highly regarded arc. I've never read it.
Oh yeah, people either like it or hate it. So, yeah.
I know it's very I've never read it, but I actually do own the, so I can dig those out, and we'll do that on Signal of Doom very shortly. Actually, I will give an ad for that. You know what? I'm going to make a fucking executive call. We're doing that on Signal of Doom this week.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yes, generated from Capes here. You heard it first,
Capes,
listeners.
And I'm excited. I'm. Let's face it. Sometimes I'm quite evil. You know, this
You just want to see this little guy eaten.
Finally, something's come across my desk where I'm like, this sounds like a cool idea. Like, Zeb Wells. I didn't know you had it in you.
Oh my god, you need to find at least one more story arc where someone gets eaten and you can have like Cannibal Week on Signal.
Cannibal Week.
Yeah, we love the sound of it. Yeah. There's got to be something out there. Like, yeah, man. Wow, I'm excited. Well, I tell you what, I want to say that these 3 issues, one was The Hero's Fall, which I think was a very nice, tightly done, like 8.5 out of 10 issue. And then a really interesting arc with the Lizard, which I think is close to an 8.5, maybe even a 9.
Ooh.
I actually think, what I'm trying to say is, overall I'm giving the whole thing 8.5, but I think all of it's very strong, you know?
Mm-hmm.
No one's letting the team down. It's good writing, it's good art. Bang, bang, bang.
I would tend to agree with you, Dave, because although what may seem like a somewhat pedestrian issue with the Amazing Spider-Man issue, it has all the meat and potatoes of what you love in Spider-Man. And I've said this before as well, like, it veers into the drama, it veers into like the family side of things, and I just love that part of Spider-Man as well. I've always said I'm an action guy, but I would happily, if it's in the Spider-Man title, happily cast that aside, and have like incidental action like him taking down thugs. Even at the beginning, I didn't even understand what that was. It was like a heist with guns and stuff. Even that's fine, whatever. But I really love to see some of the other stuff like the Daily Bugle and cutbacks and stuff. That it just kind of humanizes Spider-Man, and then you have the Lizard, the fantastical kind of like Lizard story. And like I said, I reiterate, I was never a big Lizard fan, but more recently I've come to appreciate him just a little bit more. And I love to see him in action in this one, whipping the tail, how strong he is as well. Like he hurls the concrete pylon at Spider-Man. And yes, that conflict, which we know is tried and true with Lizard. But it's still a fun venture. I love seeing him controlling snakes and lizards, but him making that choice in the end to revert to Kurt Connors for Billy is a pretty kind of satisfying thing. So just as satisfying as Billy is an appetite, I think, later on. So we'll see how that is.
He went down nice and easy. I wonder if he had a little salt and pepper on it, put a little sauce on.
Well, wonder what wine he had with it as well, a bit of red or white. Yeah, tell us.
The sweet taste of human flesh this week on Signal of Doom.
It's happening.
Yeah, but Phil, what do you reckon? I mean, the Amazing Spider-Man was very different from the Spectacular stories, but
amazing. They're setting stuff up. We're going to wrap up the Clone Saga here soon, and then they're even laying groundwork for stuff that's going to come after that. Remember, like Scryer and Gaunt think like Rose is still the original Rose. Richard Fisk, no, it's a new Rose, which they don't reveal until way after the Clone Saga. So I'll tell you guys, it's that Jacob Conover reporter who gets fired. That's the Rose. That's the Rose.
Wow.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
Well, I did think that he would have something because he was making such a big fuss about it. So,
yeah. So they had it there for a while, and I don't know if anyone ever picked up on it.
Dave, the guy that kind of threw his he went ape crap.
The older reporter guy when he got fired. Yeah, that's the new Rose.
He's a Rose, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, that's the guy who's the Rose in this story. Yeah, because they all think it's the original Rose, Richard Fisk, but no, it's this guy.
Oh, I thought it was too.
Yeah, they even say that.
I thought so too.
I think they're trying to throw you off the trail because Scryer and Gaunt are like, oh yeah, it's Richard Fisk, but it's not.
And from memory, because my knowledge of Spider-Man, it has different bits. I remember Rose from in the 80s.
Oh yeah. That's the one that was Richard Fisk. Yeah.
Fisk,
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, because sometimes it's hard because it's confusing because you'll get the same writer, but it's like 10 years later, and they use the same characters. Like my head's kind of being done in by different angles. Who wrote the issue of Heroes Farewell? Who was the? I didn't.
What, this Amazing Spider-Man issue?
Yeah, DeFalco, wasn't
Tom DeFalco wrote that. Okay.
Yeah.
Gee, he's a reliable writer, Tom DeFalco.
He's great. He's good. Good, solid writer.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good, solid writer.
He knows Spidey as well. Yeah, he knows
Inside
Spidey.
Out.
Yeah.
No, that's excellent. Right, I didn't realise that actually. Okay, because
it wasn't Jurgens. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah, Jurgens is long gone. Yeah.
Jurgens has got back to DC to do whatever shit he was doing there. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm supposed to get excited and want to have him on the show, but I just can't be bothered even picking up the phone.
Wow.
You know, it's like how many more times do I have to hear about death? It's like,
come on, Phil. Come on, Phil. You know it.
Ask him about Booster Gold. Ask him about Booster Gold, man. He invented Booster Gold.
No, if I got him on, I would certainly have a great conversation, I'm sure. But I guess it's just why does only he ever talk about that? There were other people involved in Death of Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There was a massive office. Like I just find it weird that one guy is a spokesman. You know, like I'd love to talk to Louise Simonson about her work she did at DC and at Marvel. That's someone I would actually be very interested in.
It's great
because she did a lot of great work at Marvel and a lot of great work on the Superman franchise. Roger Stern.
I mean, he did so much Superman, Spider-Man. I mean, yeah, Roger Stern did so much classic stuff.
Yeah. And he doesn't seem to hardly do any interviews. But he would be someone I would, seriously just love to get on.
That's like.
I've had.
I was gonna say no. Kurt Busiek. I've tried to contact him. I guess he does. I guess he doesn't do interviews or podcasts or anything. Okay. Yeah.
He's very active on social media.
Oh yeah, I've tried, but I think he's the one. Yeah, I've reached out to him, and he said he really doesn't do interviews and stuff.
Really? Okay. That's the word talk for itself kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because that's like
remain an enigma.
Oh yeah, I mean Kurt Busiek with all his stuff. But last night, me, Will, and Justin were reviewing the Avengers JLA crossover from 2003. Cool. Yeah. There's so much in there. Yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah, there's a lot to talk about there. I mean, I remember buying that in singles, and it was like in a prestige format.
Yeah.
I think it was it 4 parts, Phil?
Yes, 4 parts. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it and it was fun.
Oh yeah, that last cover just was Superman holding Thor's hammer and Captain America's shield. I'm like,
it was cool, and it was professionally done. It wasn't.
Oh, that was George Perez all day. Yeah.
I see. That's a shame to hear that he doesn't do interviews because I would actually be doing that, and I would also talk about
it's good
as well.
A legend.
Have you had him on, Ray? You'd be the kind of guy to maybe get him on, would?
I mean, he hasn't kind of crossed paths with
Moon Knight or Spider Woman.
Like so yeah. No, I haven't. No.
Ray, if I gave you 5 seconds, fan cast Marlene, who would you go with?
Ooh. If on like a Rorschach test immediately.
Yeah. Who's you got?
What's it? Daddario?
Oh, Alexandra Daddario. Oh,
turn her into a blonde. Yeah.
Oh, she has nice lung capacity. Yeah.
What about that chick who's in she's in John Wick and she was in the Marilyn Monroe thing?
Oh, yes, Anya, something. Ara.
Yeah, the woman I mean.
She's very. Actually, I would love her as Jessica Drew. She's been fan cast as Jessica Drew.
Oh, I know who I know you could cast as Marlene. They're not bringing her back for Daredevil. The what's her face from the Netflix Daredevil who played Karen Page.
Young. Yeah.
No. The one who played Karen Page from Daredevil.
Karen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think she's already she's already a blonde. Yeah.
Dave loves Deborah Ann Wall.
She's so hot. No, seriously. In all fairness, that woman is lovely. She should be cast as. If that was Marlene, I'd be racing to the cinema. I'd be fucking running. I'd be pushing old ladies out of the way. That'd be a blockbuster and a half. Is there going to be a Moon Knight season 2, Ray? Do we know?
Speculation. They reckon maybe. I really don't know.
Well, didn't Feige or someone say Moon Knight is going to show up again? It's just a question of whether it's a TV show or somewhere in a movie or something. I thought.
Yeah, probably. I mean, just very vague, very cryptic. Who knows? I'd love for him to have another season, but if he turns up in a movie, that's even better because Well, not even better, but it'll be just as good. So.
Well, I thought I saw them talking
Like,
somewhere that we're getting like a new team of Avengers, so maybe he'll be on there.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
West Coast
But,
Avengers.
unfortunately,
We can definitely get West Coast
That'd be
Avengers.
cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
See, and Moon would fit in there. He was in the West Coast Avengers.
Yeah, he was a West Coast Avenger. Yeah, exactly.
And
Oh.
he, cross paths with Tigra.
I was going to say we need we need a live action Tigra, right, Ray?
Well, you know that, Phil. You know that for sure.
I've got a friend on Twitter who's a massive Tigra fan. Her massive fan account on Tigra. She's consistent on Twitter.
Yeah. Tigra's awesome.
Stuff. She's the biggest Tigra fan of all time.
If you've ever read
Wasn't Tigra in a recent Moon Knight?
Yeah, she still is.
Yeah, she's been showing up in the current run. Yeah.
But there was a limited edition. There's a mini Tigra series. Mike Deodato Jr. drew it.
Ooh.
Really cool. Really cool. I mean, it's only 4 issues. It kind of goes into her past a bit. How her ex-husband was a cop, and I think he died. I can't remember. But yeah, really good.
Oh, you know what? It was good. It came out this past week. The first issue. There's a new Hellcat series out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah. No, I liked it. Yeah. No, it was good. Good story.
Really
Good art.
Oh yeah, was it?
Yeah.
I really liked Kate Leith's Hellcat. It was probably almost 10 years ago now, but I really enjoyed that. I tried to get her on the show, but she just wasn't into it at all.
Who was that, Dave? Sorry.
It's a writer called Kate Leith. She did Hellcat, and it was really a really good run. I really enjoyed it. That
run. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to reach out to her on Twitter, but I just never got any traction. I just gave up. I was like, she clearly doesn't want to do this. But that was my first exposure to Hellcat, and I thought it was an excellent character. So I'll check that new issue out. Actually,
yeah.
You know what? I'm going to put that in Weekly Comics for this week, Phil. There you go.
Do it. There you go.
We've got Ritual Haven.
Generated from
what
else is new?
On Friday I did talk to Erica Schultz, who's writing a new X-23 series. It's not set in the current Krakoa stuff. It's set back in the day,
Really?
Isn't she doing also Hallow's Eve as
yes,
well?
Yeah, we did talk Hallow's Eve too. Yes.
Yeah, Erica Schultz, she's great.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was.
What's her name?
Erica Schultz.
Erica Schultz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you might be able to get Dave if you want to talk to her. You might be able to get her because she does have a Kickstarter coming out soon too. So she's looking to promote.
She's a great chat, Dave. She's really good.
All right,
she'll be a really good guest.
Yeah.
Thank you for that recommendation and I love X-23 by the way.
Dave likes Laura Kinney. Yeah,
I've always loved X-23. I think it's a character who's actually had quite a few good runs. So she's running a new X-23 series, is that right?
Yeah, and it's not set during the current stuff, the Krakoa stuff. It's set back during the Utopia stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool. Well, I'm going to put that in. And is that book out yet?
The first issue's out. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Cool.
Already, jeez.
Yeah, the first one of that was out. Hallow's Eve #1 is out.
You've generated, Phil, actual content. I've put Hellcat 1 in, and I've put X-23 1 in, and I've put in as well...
Lizard eats his sign.
The ingestion of Billy. Yeah.
And Phil will definitely... I always promote Capes and Lunatics.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I was going to say, am I getting a producer credit this week?
Yeah.
But there might not be... Yeah, you will. You won't... There may not be cash, but sexual favours.
Whoa!
If that's not your cup of tea, I don't know what floats your boat now, but there's a lot going on in cities.
Wow, I see how Dave gets all these interviews. Okay.
Yeah, we're deep in the swamp, man. We're off books. Yeah. Ray knows that. We're totally off books, man. We're outside international waters now.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Anything goes.
Totally.
Seems like it.
I'm excited. Well, I'm giving the whole thing, all 3 issues, I'm giving the whole thing 8.5 out of 10.
Jeez, Dave, that's huge.
I know, from Dave, yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'll give it about 7.5. I really enjoyed it. Just really fun stuff. It's kind of it's a thread of a tapestry that is Spider-Man. So it's hard because although it is a one and done, it isn't. It's really part of the ongoing saga. That's all I can say.
Although the Kirk Connor stuff was quite inclusive.
It was kind of that was inclusive. Yeah, I was thinking more of the Amazing Spider-Man. That was Because on face value, you look at it, if you're a casual reader going, what the hell is this crap? I want to see more. But if you do follow Spidey, Ben Reilly or Peter Parker, you'd know how it rolls, and it's very much part of that.
Did you notice that Ben Reilly had to borrow the plane ticket to go to wherever Kirk Connors was?
Yes, in Florida, yeah.
That coffee, the Daily Grind ain't paying, airflow.
Yep, exactly. He's not exactly rich, yeah.
Oh, yeah, to go from New York to Florida, yeah.
And Phil, how about you?
I mean, I'm probably around you guys. Probably around a 7.5 or 8. I mean, it's good. Again, I get what you're feeling, Ray, about the Amazing thing, but again, they wanted to do the tribute issue. Plus, we're setting up stuff that's gonna pay off here soon. So
yeah.
Mm. Oh, Phil. Also, before we go as well, I've got to mention you know about it because you put it up on the Ben Reilly page. What are our thoughts on the action figure Chasm? That's going to be released and pre-ordered. Absolutely.
I brought this up on single too. Are you going to buy it?
Friggin' no.
Oh, we got to boycott that shit.
No, I don't like it. Look, to be fair, the design, the colors are cool, but I just don't like what they've done to the character. So, no. Give me the Ben Reilly hoodie.
And Ray, how long did we have to wait for a Moon Knight Marvel Legends, a Quasar Marvel Legends? But they're really snapping that Chasm out 2 seconds after it hits the page.
Oh, it just infuriates me.
Why? Because I thought the Dark Web thing was really poorly received.
That's what I thought too.
Exactly.
I mean, if nothing else,
exactly the same thing.
If nothing else, I've seen so much negative feedback that Ben Reilly is Chasm. I don't know why you're putting that figure out.
Boggles the mind why that has been. Look, I would understand if Hallows Eve,
Oh yeah,
action figure because new character, whatever. But Chasm, like, what? Its first appearance. You've ruined a character. Why bring this out?
What is Hallows Eve? Is this another Spider-Man character?
That's Ben's girlfriend Janine. She got during Dark Web. She got powers from Madeline Pryor. It's basically like a bag full of masks, and every time she puts a mask on, she gets like those powers.
Different powers. So she puts on a mask of like Frankenstein, and she gets really strong.
Yeah. Like Hallows Eve 1, she puts on a werewolf mask. She turns into a werewolf.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a nice. I mean, she's a pretty cool character, so I can understand if they give her an action figure. But like Chasm, like seriously, I mean, you might as well give a figure of Ben Reilly with the Carnage symbiote. When he was evil. I mean, why?
But that'd be even cooler. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It's I mean, the reason is because they're always hoping to catch the next Spider-Gwen or something.
No, he's not it.
They're always hoping. I know, but they're always hoping that.
Yeah,
they're always hoping when they punch out these variants that it's going to catch on. But you're right. If the core fan base is loving it, no one else outside of the core fan base knows who Ben Reilly even is. So it's just bizarre. I mean, if you said to kid, like, here's a fucking figure, Chasm, they're going to be like, who?
Yeah. The editing team, or they're living in their own fantasy if they think that's really good. So I'm sorry.
Remember, kids. What's a chasm? A big gaping hole.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's
nothing like a big gaping hole.
Whoa! There's a drop.
It's so much worse than anything I've ever said on this show. So I feel actually.
Yeah, Ray, how dare you?
It's a gaping hole.
But yeah, overall, another good month, another strong month. And are we creeping ever closer to the big reveal, Phil?
Oh yeah. We're gonna wrap up the '90s Clone Saga in June. Yeah. Our June episode's going to be the final one of the '90s stuff. Yeah,
I'm hankering, Phil. I'm hankering for the Peter David run. I'm waiting.
Oh yeah. But before we even get to that, after we do the '90s stuff, we're gonna get the Kane as Scarlet Spider. Oh
yes. Yost? Is that Chris Yost?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh really? I've not read it, but I really like Chris Yost's work on some X-Men stuff.
That's good.
Did, so,
yeah, very good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Kane in Dallas, Texas, not giving an F. Yes.
Has he still got all the scars and stuff?
No, that's the thing. After Spider Island, he kind of gets healed. That's, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
It's another great episode, guys.
Alrighty.
All right. So, Yeah. All right. So, yes, next week, Lilith returns. Yes, we're starting, we're doing some wacky issues for April because, next episode we cover Amazing Spider-Man 139 and 140 and Web of Spider-Man 58 with Alex Saviocre.
Alex Saviuk.
And all the issues we cover that week are on the Grizzly.
Love it.
Then in 2 weeks we'll do Amazing Marvel Team Up 74, which is Spider-Man in the Saturday Night Live cast, and Amazing Spider-Man 270.
Really?
Yes, the original Saturday Night Live cast. Yeah, and Amazing
John Belushi and all those guys.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Belushi's big on the cover as the samurai. Yeah.
Belushi's doing lines of coke with. Bring it up.
It's been a long time since I read it, but I think the guest host is Stan Lee. So,
wow,
I love it.
He's probably doing.
Of course it is. That's good. That it's Stan Lee.
Oh yeah, really yeah. And then that week, Amazing Spider-Man 272 with Slide, and then in 3 weeks, Web of Spider-Man 73 through 76, Art Attacks. I believe that's more Saviok.
Yes, Art Attacks. I love that. The kooky friggin' arc.
And then in 1 month, these boys come back, and we're going to do Amazing Spider-Man 417, which I believe is the final appearance of Judas Traveler, and Spider-Man 72 and 73 with more of that mob stuff. So, yeah.
Bring it on.
Love it.
Bring
love it.
Bring
it on.
So,
Medea. Bring more Medea.
A farewell to Judas Traveler as well.
Yes. All right. So, yes, kids, send your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can do all your one-stop shopping now. Look for our episodes, social media, merchandise. Everything's at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. It's in the show notes, so you don't have to memorize that. All right. Hardest working man in podcasting. Well, hard. Ray, where can people find you and all your podcasts?
Yeah, sure. Look, just check out the handle at RayRayPod on Twitter or on Facebook or on Instagram. I should be there. Actually, even send an email, rayraypod@gmail.com. I've got that as well. Send us an email. I'm always happy to chat, talk about all the shows, not just mine, but all the shows similar, like Capes and Lunatics, Signal of Doom. I'm happy to chat about everything and anything comic related. That's it, with an E, R-E-Y, pod. I was there first.
Oh, hell.
Batman, my favorite character.
Remember, send your Batman thoughts to Ray. Hey, Ray, I got people on my team chomping at the bit. When are we doing this Batman and Predator crossover?
We definitely will. The stars will align. Don't you worry about it.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
Oh, it's the Batman Predator thing, isn't it?
Yes. There's they did like 3 of those, right? Batman versus Predator.
Yeah. Doug Mensch does the second one. Doug Mensch does the second
the
one.
third one. They're all good.
Yeah.
Dave Gibbons does the first one. Yeah, they're all good.
All right. If anyone wants to find Signal of Doom, Dave, or if they want to send you, if they're an artist who can do naked drawings of Medea, where can they get a hold of you?
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm always available on Facebook. At any time, day or night, for Medea artwork and maybe some backstory. We can flesh her out. We can maybe get back to the boudoir with Judas Traveler. But Signal of Doom. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter or Apple iTunes podcast. Wherever you find your podcast, type in Signal of Doom. We've got spin-off shows, Legion Outpost, that I do with that on the computer, and we do a Judge Red one as well called Dread or Dead. But at Red Lantern 2051 on Twitter or Signal of Doom on Twitter. Follow either of those two things for non-stop babbling from me. And we're coming up to 5:30 a.m. here in Australia. And, it's been a lot of fun taking you through the late nights.
Don't miss Cannibal Week, kids. Don't miss Cannibal Week.
It's happening this week. I just can't wait till. I hope it's kind of like he actually thinks, well, yeah, just a little leg. Kind of thing, I mean, Billy. I'm sorry.
Billy's like, no.
Billy's like screaming. It's just craziness. I just love it.
Oh, God.
It's good.
All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Come back. The Wolf will be back next week. Yes. And then in 1 month, these boys return. Amazing 417 and Spider-Man 72 and 73.
Alex Sabyuk.
Until then, swing on back. Thwip, thwip.